back with the video. It's going to be pretty quick. Randolph Privet asked me some questions on the Greatwide Mercer Leased Agents video that I made. I'm just going to show you this real quick. I have $1. Let's just say I negotiated with the shipper and I wanted a trip that only amounts to $1. So this is the rate for the load. I wanted to show you this physically, so you know physically you will never see the rate for a load from a shipper. You will never see the starting rate for a load. I don't give a damn how much it's paying. You're never going to see it. And that's crucial because, as I stated in some of the comments, my blowbacks, where it's all smoke and mirrors when it comes to freight. When you sit on the load board, or when your shipper your agency that you're leased onto sends you a load, they're sending you what is taking out of that load. After they take their cut, they're sending you what that load is for. You're really negotiating to take money from the agent. I know some of you guys know this, or negotiating to take money from that broker, but you're never going to see this dollar physically. They're never going to send you what the shipper has sent them. Okay, so anyway, Randolph's question to me was, why would I go and get my own authority when the person or the carrier that I'm leased on to offers fuel discounts, they offer factoring, they offer tire discounts? Like, why would I leave that? Well, to start, when you lease on to a company and they give you a fuel card and they say you get 2 cents off per gallon, just like this dollar that you're never going to see, you don't know how much cents they're really getting off per gallon. They're just giving you that card telling you can get a fuel advance and you can get 2 cents off of every gallon that you pump. So if I have 500 carriers under my authority that's running for me and they get 2 cents off of every gallon, but I'm really getting 5 cents off of every gallon. Every time they swipe that card, I'm really getting 5 cents and they're getting 2 cents. So I'm getting 3 cents to my brokerage or to my trucking authority. I'm getting 3 cents to every gallon pumped that all of my 500 carriers pump on a daily basis. I'm getting 3 cents. That's called residual income. And all the carriers are getting 2 cents. So in all, I'm getting 5 cents, but I'm splitting that with the carriers so they can feel special and they can feel like they're getting an incentive and get 2 cents off of every gallon. But I'm still making money because the 3 cents that they pump is going to my pocket. So it's not really for drivers. It's not for carriers. Nothing is given to you. Nothing is just, oh, well, I want my carriers to be happy. No, everybody has to make money. The big man is trying to make money too. So really, I'm getting 3 cents. You're getting 2 cents. In all, I'm really getting 5 cents. And the reason why they do these incentives is so you can use their cars, so you can swipe and pay for fuel. And they're still making more money because of the larger amount of people that's pumping fuel using their fuel cards. You know what I mean? So really they're selling their service, and the incentive just makes you want to use it even more. That goes for tire discounts as well. Now, if you get paid every Friday, the carrier, Landstar, Greatwide, they're not just coming out of their bank accounts paying all of these owner-operators $2 to $5 grand a week just because they want to. They're getting factored. And let's say Greatwide has a very good credit score and they can get factored 48 hours at 1% of the line haul of each load. But they're factoring it for you for 5%. So if the factoring company is charging them 1% of the line haul, but they're really going to factor you for 5%, that means Greatwide or Landstar or Mercer or whatever is going to take that 4% off of that load. So if they're taking money off of the fuel that you pump for that same load, and then they're taking 4% off of the factoring that you made off of that load, and then the agency is going to take their percentage for helping you find that load. And then the trucking company is going to take their percentage off of you using their authority to move that load. So right now, I'm up to about 4 different things that is coming out of that one load, but I'm talking about each load that you run. So 4 things are coming out of each load that you run for that particular company. But these are the things that you don't know about because you really just want to book your freight on your own, like totally. You feel like a boss because you're able to just figure out and determine where you want to go. But realistically, they're making residual income off of you, and they're making income off of you, period, just because you have to run their numbers. And then you have to use their agents because you have to sign up through a specific agency, aka Greatwide. I don't know how the other ones work. So he was also talking about insurance too. This is the only thing I can say about that, because insurance, I don't care if it's car insurance, life insurance, Medicaid, Medicare, which is free, but any other health insurance, it's going to be costly. But trucking in particular is very costly. So let's just say you have a $20,000 insurance coverage for a year or whatever, and you feel like it's a lot of money. You have a trucking authority. Don't be small-minded and say, well, I don't want nobody else running under my authority. Like, this is too much. If you want to be the boss, you have to be the boss. Don't just work your own business, because it's not going to make enough money and you're going to feel like you're going under. But if you lease people on, you charge them a certain amount to run under your authority, you get your factoring and get your credit score up to get factored at 1% and factor your carriers at 3%, so you can take 2%. Or if you get fuel cards and you want to get 5 cents off per gallon and give your carriers 2 cents off per gallon, then do that so you can make your money too. Have your own operators pay for their own insurance, but you're not going to cover all that on your own. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So lease some other carriers on, buy some trailers, have them pay you $200 a week for the trailers. So it's ways around all of that. You just have to be smart about it. There's no money where you're scared to take risk, okay? So as far as insurance goes, just try to expand to make more money have more money coming in so you can cover those expenses. So the other thing that he brought up is, why would a shipper opt to let me move their loads versus XPO or Schneider or Swift, who can run loads for $1 a mile or whatever? Yeah, every now and again, Swift or those bigger companies can afford to take loads for $1 per mile, but smaller companies have an advantage because, for one, if you guys have not looked for your own shipper before and you don't know this, a lot of shippers have gotten very smart and have gotten their own brokerages. So a lot of shippers that have their own brokerages can't go to another broker and say, broker my loads. No, because the other broker just be doing the shipper's work for them. That's not why they got their own brokerage. They got their own brokerage so they can just get carriers directly to move their freight. So if you can find your own shipper that have their own brokerage, J&J and ADL, which is a reefer shipper, could I don't know what they ship, but they need reefer units, okay? They have their own brokerages that can lease on carriers directly and ship products directly through that carrier and that brokerage, doing business together. So if you find a shipper that have their own brokerage, they deal with only carriers, do that so you don't have to go through somebody else and get your freight cut. Also, shippers like to deal with smaller carriers if they're a smaller shipper. So if you find a shipper that's in your backyard that ships tomatoes, go up to them, go drive your car down the road up to them with a packet of all of your information and tell them, I have a truck, I live so and so down the road, like 2 miles down the road from you, I'm available, I'm dependable, just give me a call if you need help shipping your freight. I'll be here. I can leave my truck overnight, you can load it at whatever pace you feel is comfortable, and just call me when the trailer is ready and I can get that load hauled for you, and I will be back for a round trip to get another load if you need me. It's that simple. So a lot of shippers, it's like, basically it's building relationships. You know, TQL can call that same shipper that's down the street from your house and get that freight. Why? Because TQL has a large carrier base. They have been in business for a while. They have good credit. That means they pay their bills on time, their invoices, they pay all of that on time. And they might have a cargo insurance of $1 million. If you're shipping tomatoes from down the street, and let's just say I call this shipper and I have $1 million cargo insurance, they might go for me because I can cover their freight if anything is damaged or lost within transit. So yeah, they might go for the bigger brokers as well, but at the same time, for one, you have the asset, and for two, you're there physically meeting with this guy who's actually the shipping manager and knows your face, knows your voice, and can see what you're about. Sell yourself. It's all just about building relationships with that shipper and getting the right contacts and the right people to call. So all I'm going to say is this. I feel as though leasing on is a perfect opportunity for a person who wants to get out there, wants to learn the business. Great. That's perfect because you can learn the lanes, what ships from where, what's better for you. But at the same time, my personal opinion is the reason why Mercer, Lancer, and Greatwide are even as big as they are is because drivers like us who have ran OTR for a while have saved their money and was like, I want to buy a truck. That's what everybody want to do eventually, is buy a truck. But not everybody say, fuck the truck. I'm just going to go ahead and get the authority and have my people come with me. The people that I went to school with, the people that I met on the road, the people that I met on YouTube, I'm going to have them come with me and lease on to me, and I'm going to treat them like real drivers. I'm going to treat them like friends and family, and I'm going to give them a really good deal. I'm not going to screw them with the factoring, with the fuel, and I'm going to let them find their own freight if they want to off the load board, or I'm going to find freight for them, so that way everything that we get is going to be split. I'm going to get that freight at a rate that's 100% to me, my company, and my subcontractors. So if I go out and find some freight for you and you're leased on to my authority, I'm going to go ahead and get that freight. It's going to be 100% from the shipper. I'm not getting it from another broker. And so I'm going to find that freight for the people that are subcontracted under me, and then I'm going to have it coming in steady, so you will always get 60%, 70, 80% of whatever I get. Because if I'm getting that 100% and you're getting that 80%, that's it. It's just me and you in this deal. There's no brokers, no agents that's in this deal. There's no double brokering in this deal or nothing like that. So if you're going to be a boss, you got to do it the right way to get your money. Because right now, what you have in the middle between you and your money is 2 brokers and a trucking authority. 3 people taking money out, and on top of that, they're going to take out residuals too. So fuel discounts, tire discounts, and factoring. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I didn't ramble too much. We're at about 11 minutes now, and I'll be back soon. I know you